All right, time to make some new elements to make patterns from. And it's real important. See how this is selected? If we click on this artboard is now live. But we're working on the patterns layer. And things will get complicated and everything will get messy. So it's always a good idea to lock that layer so we can't possibly work on it. Now, this artboard is active because I clicked on it, and we can draw something new. So how about we take the line and just click. And let's draw a 100 pixel line. Oh, what the heck. Came up with 45. I want 90. I want straight up and down. Click OK. And then we have no fill and no stroke. And that makes for a really boring line if we get the selection tool. You can see how boring that is. That will make a very boring pattern. So let's click the stroke and take this up, say maybe to 3 pixels, and select this. Now, I'm going to zoom in so you can see what's going on. There's a whole bunch of ways to do what I want to do next, but I want to teach you something new. So with this selected, I hit Command-C to copy this. Now, if I paste this, it's going to paste in the middle of the artboard. Command-V is going to dump it somewhere else, right in the middle of the artboard. Command-F, edit. I never go up here, so paste it in front. There it is. Command-F. Use these shortcuts enough, you forget where they are in the menu. So watch this, Command F. And it looks, I don't know, maybe you saw something happen there. But I'm going to come up to the top until I get this little rotate right here. Start rotating and then hold Shift so I can snap this right there. Then Command 0 to fit on screen, Command minus a couple times to get down. And now, let's make our pattern by selecting both of these and then going up to Edit, Object, Pattern. Again, I just used this keyboard shortcut, so here we go. And I hope you're getting tired of this, because after you make about 5 or 6 of these, you're going to say, show me how to make that keyboard shortcut. Next video. And we're going to make a pattern, and hey, look, we made grid paper. And for right now, why not? And our new pattern could be called, actually, it's not going to be a grid after this one. So we can just call it, Crosso one. It's a good idea to give these things names so you know what's going on. And just go ahead and accept that. Click Done. And we have this, click Done. There we go. We have this new pattern. Click right here. Let's switch to swatches. We'll go right here and we see our swatch. So we have to unlock our pattern layer, click on the pattern to activate it, and then just click on that little swatch. And you can see that we have this nice little grid going. But just like before, that's not what I want. I'm going to go ahead and drag this down, that new layer icon, double click on this swatch in order to edit it. And this time, instead of changing these numbers manually, click on this little guy, the Pattern Tile tool. And as soon as you click on it, notice what happened right here. Now, I can drag out a corner and do this asymmetrically, or I can hold down Option and do this from the center, or I can, while holding down Option, I can hold down Shift, and then I can constrain this so that what I do is more controlled. And this time I can come here again, start dragging on this handle, hold down Option to do it from the center, hold down Shift to constrain it so our pattern is nice and clean and, seasoned to taste. I'm going to click Done. And then, of course, I want to make this pattern smaller, and then I want to present it. So just like in the last video, I'm not going to do this again. You can do it. I want you to do this. Object Transform. First we'll scale it, and then we'll move it into position so we can save out a copy. Okay? Remember, presentation matters. I want you guys to get used to those 2 steps of scaling your pattern to fit the available artboard. When you use this pattern again and make a desktop picture with it, if that were the case, or it's a background on a poster, hey, you change it again. Maybe you change the color of this guy. Okay, maybe you change the width of the stroke. All of these things are valid options. Okay, last thing I'll show you is, let's do the line tool again, and we'll do the same thing. This time, let's change that fill, and we'll up this maybe to 10, huh? And then make our pattern. Object, pattern, make. And this is going to be stripes. Okay, and right now, what's the pattern? What if we do actually, what's going on here? Click on that. There we go. And let's make our stripes closer together. We can come up to the side. There we go. We can do stripes like that. So what we have to do now is adjust the height. Bring these things in. And click done. And then click once here, once on our new pattern, and we have stripes. Now you can adjust. I know that you know this. Make a copy. Double click. You want those stripes further apart, closer together? We'll go ahead and do that. You can do it right here too. Pull this in. Hold down Option, and click Done. Play around. Get at least 10 different objects, at least minimum, and play around, save out, fill up your folder with different patterns, and then these patterns will always be inside this swatches panel in this file. Okay, we'll talk later about portable patterns and all that, but for right now, here you go. You know how to make patterns. Experiment. Look it up. Go to Pinterest. Check out other patterns. Think about what else you could do. We haven't talked about organic shapes. We haven't talked about multiple shapes. Haven't talked much about color. Haven't talked at all about repeating patterns that aren't so predictable. We'll get to that in another quest. For right now, have fun. Experiment. Take a couple days. Learn a bunch of new things about patterns. Oh yeah. And next video, I'll show you how to make a shortcut so you don't have to go up to Object, Pattern, Make over and over and over and over and over.